We begin this evening with part 3 of our 2-year-long investigation into practices at the State Department of Human Services. Here's my colleague, Rebecca Powers.
Thank you, Jeff. Well, tonight we head to one of the most overburdened counties in our state for child protection and focus on the precedent-setting Olivia Y. case. In this 2004 landmark case, the court ordered the troubled state agency to make drastic changes for child welfare practices in Mississippi. But has it?
She fell through the cracks. The social worker did not visit her for months.
Child advocate Terry Latham testified in the Olivia Y. case settled out of court in 2004. The landmark class action suit was brought against Mississippi's DHS by the national group Children's Rights. The court mandated 104 sweeping changes to DHS must be made after a 4-year-old girl in their care was found almost starved to death with sexually transmitted diseases.
Because they had put her in an inappropriate foster home. I had heard it was unlicensed, and the testimony that we heard that there had been a sex offender present in the home as a boyfriend.
Latham first met Olivia in his Hope Haven shelter burning up with fever.
So the social service worker, this is personal opinion, I think was very worried about this and just dumped her down by us. Found the first place she could take her to and didn't take her to the doctor, didn't report all these things.
His nonprofit shelter, Hope Haven, is in one of the most understaffed and overburdened places in the state, Hancock County. Former youth court judge Brem Bell says he saw gut-wrenching child abuse cases there every day on the bench.
There are many stories where children had been complaining of abuse and a neglect, even sexual abuse, but it would be 2 to 3 months before somebody could get there to see them because there's just not enough workers to go. And it's, it breaks your heart.
He says Hancock County has a small population, an explosion of low-income housing and drug problems after Katrina especially, so their child abuse cases rose 300% since the storm. Their overburdened caseworkers are supposed to have an average of 11 children in their care at one time. Bell says they average 75 each.
It was an impossible task. The ones who are here, I think, honestly try, but how do you, when you have 60 to 80 kids you have to visit, how do you visit them?
But Bell applauds youth court staff and fellow community leaders who have joined him in Jackson to fight for changes in their county. He says he feels like DHS is finally listening, but he feels they have a long way to go to achieve any kind of true reform.
We made them make commitments, and they made commitments 2 years in a row and didn't keep them. And the last time we went, I actually just told them, I'm through talking. This is the last time. I don't want to come in here 6 months from now and have 5 workers again. You've got to fix it.
He does give credit to county supervisors who have recently added desperately needed positions in youth court and commends DHS for adding more caseworkers.
They have 20 to 25 workers instead of 5. They have 4 supervisors instead of 1. The problem they're having now is these 25 new workers, between 20 and 23, have less than 6 months experience.
And sadly, he says these social workers still don't have enough safe places to bring these children who are suffering.
And to the people out there, and I don't mean to address the camera, but if there's something you can do to help is to get in foster care program.
Judge Bell also says support the amazing people at nonprofits like Hope Haven who care for children like Olivia. At first severely traumatized, she didn't speak for weeks or interact with others. But after 4 months in their care, did have a happy ending.
And by the time she left Hope Haven, she was laughing and singing and doing her ABCs and dancing. We had the pleasure of driving her on up to the youth court in Stone County and turning her over to a wonderful foster family who I understand later has adopted her.
Adoption and foster care, that's where we'll pick up tomorrow night. We'll also explore the reasons and possible solutions to what many in child protection call an all-out crisis for our children. Again, DHS has declined comment.